When we were talking about today's show yesterday, when we were planning it, everybody was so excited about Bar 145 going to be here. I have not been there yet, but they are joining us right now. We're going to talk about a few things on the menu. And of course, we have Jeremy Fitzgerald. You're the owner, right? And Robby Lucas, one of the chefs. Guys, nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, when we were talking about Bar 145 yesterday, the entire newsroom was like, oh, Bar 145. Evidently, burgers are the thing? Is that?
A little bit of everything.
Yeah, I love it.
We definitely specialize in burgers. We're more of what we call like a gastropub, where we kind of take classic dishes and reinvent them and just take bar food and bring it up a notch.
I'm a big fan. My wife and I are big fans of the restaurant. We come in frequently, and your menu is fantastic. Every selection is delicious.
I appreciate that.
It's really good.
What
do we have here? Signature dishes?
Yeah, these are two of our signature sandwiches. Again, like I said, I want to emphasize that we do a lot of great gourmet burgers, but I think sometimes people don't realize that we do a lot more than that. So our first dish here is probably our most popular summer dish. We brought in a natural roasted turkey out of Grand Rapids, Ohio. Slowly roasted with just a little bit of herbs and chicken stock, and then we put a little bit of brie on top of it, caramelize it, and then a little bit of a balsamic strawberry jam on top of that, and then serve it open face on toast. So it's just a light, semi-healthy. I mean, obviously brie's not extremely healthy.
It's
option.
delicious.
I mean, you can get it without the brie, but it's very good.
So
it's just
good.
that, classic flavors of, cheese, fruit, and turkey. And then next is maybe more of our little bit heart attack burger. It's our breakfast burger is what we call it, our eggs and toast. It's homemade sourdough, which we make in-house, a little bit of roasted fingerlings, our Nyman Ranch beef, hollandaise, prosciutto, and then usually we can top it with an egg, or you can get it without the egg if you want the extra little cholesterol, I guess.
Well, what's breakfast without an egg, right?
I 100% agree.
Now, Jeremy, you launched, year and a half ago here in Toledo, but you have experience from over in the islands. You have another restaurant there.
Yeah, my family owns Mr. Ed's over at Putin Bay, so I've been up there since I was 15.
Right.
So we opened in May of 2011
And
last year.
you've been such a smash success, you're going to grow.
Yeah, Toledo's been great to us, and we've been able to grow. We're opening a new location in Kent, Ohio, at Kent State University. Should be opening in November.
Cool. Well, I think we're going to be doing some cooking when you guys come back in another segment, but something else that they have up there at Bar 145 is some great entertainment, live bands 3 days a week. It's a huge, beautiful space you've got, and just a great restaurant. I can't wait to dig in with some of the food.
Absolutely. And where is Bar 145 located?
It's on Monroe Street, right across the street from Sakura
Okay.
Japanese Steakhouse, about half-mile west of the Westfield Mall.
Okay. And Robby, did you come up with all of these on your, are these your creations? Or is
Well,
this...
I Google a lot of Food Network.
Yeah.
No, I'm just joking. Of course, no. No. Jeremy and I. He came to me and said he kind of came with a very clear concept. He said he wanted to take bar food
pretty good.
and take it up to the next level. So yes, it's. Right now I'm actually preparing for my fall menu, so I'm in kind of freak out mode. So I'm like trying a bunch of different dishes. And a little known secret is pretty much every special we run from here on out are going to most likely be things that'll be on our fall menu, because we do change our menu 4 to 5 times a year.
We're willing to be guiney pigs if you want to have us up.
Listen, anytime you want to come out, we'll absolutely come.
Because I love your food.
So
And we'll get you a shot of bourbon. So.
Hey! All right, they're going to come back weekly. I've just decided that. Once again this hour, and we're going to do some cooking here in a bit. But first, that's right. The owner, Jeremy, let's talk a little bit more about the restaurant.
Yeah. You opened, a year and a half ago?
Yep, May 19th, 2011.
Okay. My wife and I are huge fans, patrons of yours. We come there all the time. How's your first year and 4 months been since opening here in Toledo on Monroe Street?
Could not ask for anything better. For me being from out of town, really love Toledo, and I just want to thank everybody for sure. And we're trying to grow. We've only been in business now, 16 months, and we're already looking to grow in Kent State. And we just legally got approved to start franchising in Michigan and Ohio.
Cool.
So that's exciting.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Well, your food is fantastic. I originally was drawn there by your burgers, and I heard a lot about them, and we visited, and there's a lot more than burgers on your menu, but the burgers certainly have a lot more than just a regular hamburger to them. A lot of choices on your menu, and tell us about what makes them so special.
Yeah, the burgers are different. The whole meaning behind Bar 145 is the perfectly cooked medium rare burgers 145 degrees. So a lot of people aren't aware of that.
Okay.
It comes from the Nyman Ranch, which Rob, I'd love to have Robby explain a little bit more about that burger meat.
Pretty much Nyman Ranch is the Cadillac of beef. I used it a lot, and my background's in fine dining. We used a lot of their beef for our ribeyes, our steaks, and whatnot. So when we first were developing the concept of doing a burger, we reached out to them and wanted to do their ground beef. The long and short of it is that there's the only ranch that's certified humane. And that actually takes it a step above organic and whatnot, means that it's a stricter diet of what they're allowed to have, how they're raised and whatnot.
The cattle aren't in feedlots. They're raised in humane conditions. They're out in pastures. I grew up on a big Angus farm, and my dad actually helped start certified Angus beef. And I know a lot about Diamond, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, they're a great company. They've worked with us wonderfully. You know, we pretty much built their ground beef program for them. Because we're going through so much with people like from Toledo coming in and enjoying our good burgers. But no, it's great. And pretty much what that boils down to is it doesn't taste greasy. It tastes like butter, the fat content.
Yeah, you hear about butter burgers, but it's really the truth at Bar 145.
This.
We don't put anything on it except for salt and pepper.
Really?
So,
Nice.
Awesome.
You've got a lot more offerings than just hamburgers, though. You've got a wide range. Your menu is just full of great stuff. What are some of your other dishes?
Well, for example, today what we're going to do is we're going to do our black truffle omelet. Another big thing with Bar 145 is that we try to source everything as locally as possible. We don't have a freezer there except for our gelatos. So we receive product every single day. So our eggs are sourced from Genoa. They come from a little Amish farm. The vegetables that are all on this omelet come from Chef's Garden out of Huron, which is a great resource for chefs
Really
like me
fresh
that
things.
can get stuff the next day delivered through the mail.
So what are we going to make? This is going to go on top of the burger, is that right?
No, this is a separate thing. This is a new thing for the summer. What we
Okay.
did is we created these a section of our menu that we call boards. And what it was is my background's in French and Italian food, so like I like the idea of everybody just sitting down and eating something together. So Jeremy came up with this concept of why don't you serve like these big appetizers that we can serve. So one of them is omelet. I love omelets. I never need an excuse to eat eggs. So. But this is just kind of kicked up a little bit. So we have our roasted local veg, that's just fingerling potatoes, some carrots, some onions, some celery, and then obviously the star of the show is the black truffle. If you don't know what a black truffle is, it's pretty much if mushrooms were to start a rock and roll band, it would be them going platinum.
That's a good way to put it.
So
Nice.
it's a mushroom that's grown underground, just got this really strong overtone of earthiness and just freshness.
It's an oral orgasm, really.
I'm glad you said it, but
truffle
not
is
me.
unbelievable.
I'm the guest here. I'm the guest here. So
No wonder they're like, what are they, $400 for a pound?
Too much.
No,
They're
no.
way too much.
I'm not glad that you brought
The
that up.
owner
'cause he'll
doesn't
kill
like
me.
it.
They're super expensive.
It just beat gold in value. Right now, for a fresh truffle, is about $1,600 an ounce.
An ounce. Okay, so I was way off.
A little bit off. So,
Wow.
Those would be taken off.
Jeremy, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I got to tell you, it's worth it. And people have really, they've responded to it well. And, him and I went back and forth about putting the omelet on the menu.
Right.
And so when I went around to Chicago, I went around a bunch of different places. Everywhere I went, I took a picture of the menu that had an omelet on it and kept sending it to them for about 2 weeks. And it was
Good
like,
job.
Finally
Finally,
convinced
I was
them.
like,
Nice.
all right, let's do it.
Okay.
so our response has been really well.
Well, while you pull this out,
Yeah.
the nice thing about Bar 145 that we like is it's a huge, beautiful space. And you've got live entertainment like 3 days a week. For example, coming in early November, one of my favorite bands that comes around every once in a while, the Menu is going to be playing at 145.
Yeah, and that's the difference with Bar 145 compared to everything else.
Right.
Not even in Toledo, but everywhere, is the fact that you can get this gourmet food in a lively, fun bar atmosphere. A lot of people just have restaurants, a lot of people just have bars, and the fact that we have both, it's becoming a destination spot.
Yeah.
So a lot of parties, bachelor parties, birthday parties are coming to Bar 145 for the food, and then they're sticking around all night for the bands.
I can't wait
But
to
yeah.
check it out. Now, since it'll be my first time visiting Bar 145, what should I check out? A burger, since everybody keeps talking about the burgers, or should I just try something completely different?
Definitely do the stack your own. I got to be honest with you in that. The stack your own, it's one of the cooler concepts that I've seen. I can't take any kind of credit for it. That's all Jeremy. It's pretty much like a sushi sheet, if you think of it like that. But you come in, you can pick what kind of patty you want. Everything from, we smoke our own salmon in-house and cure our own salmon. So everything from a salmon cake to a burger to a roasted turkey.
I got another. If they're well done, I ask them for them well done when I get there now.
Do you get a little ridiculed?
That tempura asparagus.
Tempura battered.
yeah.
Tempura battered asparagus. If they're well done, very good.
Yeah, they're very,
You got it all.
Yeah, they're very good. The funny thing about that dish too is I grew up eating that. Like my grandfather and I used to make green beans dipped in pancake batter and fry it real quick, and that's what we took fishing.
Right.
So that's why that's on the menu. I grew up eating it. I thought everybody had it, and then everybody's like freaking out, like, oh, that's
I'd
so
never
good.
had
But-
it before.
So I appreciate
Nice.
that.
Oh,
So let me get
goodness.
this out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically what it was. I told Robbie, I said, I want mac and cheese. All right, I'll give you the best mac and cheese. So we have organic mac and Gouda. I said, give me a fried asparagus.
Gouda.
He says, I'll give you a fried asparagus.
I can't wait
you
to
know,
check
so-
it out.
Well,
No.
it's working.
Yeah.
It's working. My wife and I love it.
And that's what we really want to stress. A lot of people think bar 145 is bar food. You know,
Right.
we don't even
No.
have chicken wings or chicken chunks on the
Oh,
menu.
yeah.
You know,
No,
I mean,
it's,
That might.
it's
Yeah,
right
I'm
up the
glad you
road
said that.
across from Sikora. If you're trying to find it, I'd recommend it highly.
Yeah, Jeremy Fitzgerald and Robby Lucas, we certainly appreciate it, you guys. Looks amazing. Check it out, Bar 145.